Hey everybody, it's Peter. This is the Vespa GTS 300 SuperSport, and this is the exact same thing, but SuperTech. And in this video, we're gonna compare the top of the line Vespas to help you decide if it's right for you. But I first of all have to point out there's no way I'm gonna answer every question that you wanna know. So my hope is that we'll build a list of subscribers where you can ask questions that I didn't answer in this video, and I can come back to them both in the comment section and in future videos to continually answer the questions and build a database of information that you wanna know. And here's how we do this. We're here at Jim Gilbert's Power Sports here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, and they allow me full access to their Vespa Piaggio line of scooters, as well as the Kawasaki line and a whole bunch more. So if you have questions, I'm gonna be able to continually pull these back in on video to make sure we get the answers that you need. And if you wanna see these in person, swing by Jim Gilbert's Power Sports here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, because this is a destination store. So let's dig into what we have here. First of all, two top-of-the-line Vespas. They look very similar. We're gonna get closer into the details to show you what the differences are. But the first thing you need to know is these are the full-size, largest Vespas that have ever been made, I think. Largest ones for sure that we sell right now, or that they sell here. And these are about 23 horsepower, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's actually quite a bit for a scooter. And what that means is you can do anything on these scooters that you could do on basically a motorcycle. And to be honest, you can do a lot more on these scooters than you can on a motorcycle. So a lot of the time, the catch with buying a scooter is, which roads can I take it on? Which road trips can I take it on? And the reality is that you can drive these on any legal roads anywhere in North America because they are easily fast enough, they're definitely comfortable enough, and they've got the tech and features that you want. So let's dig into some of those tech and feature components right now. The first bit of tech we're going to dig into is right here on the braking suspension system. You can see both bikes have the exact same style suspension, and that's because they're in the same class, same type of thing. ABS and ASR. ABS, I think most of us know what that is. That's anti-lock braking system you have on this bike. You can kind of see it by this little, that's the sensor wheel right there. And again, those disc brakes. And then this whole suspension design you'll see on a lot of Vespas, and that is kind of an anti-dive, sort of more advanced suspension. It's really a more advanced suspension than you see on most motorcycles, where you normally just see the fork down here. So you've got all these brake lines down here that control the ABS braking. You've got the vented disc brakes, which can handle high-speed braking, which is important on a vehicle that can go highway speeds. And the vented here just helps keep your braking consistent because it dissipates the heat better. And then you've got the typical 12-inch scooter wheels, or tires, but these are wider than some of the other vehicles, which give you a little bit more contact with the road and a little bit more ability to corner, and it makes it really fun to drive. So really good in town still with these smaller wheels, but also very highway capable with all the safety right here in the front. The other thing you're going to notice sitting on a Vespa like this is it's a little bit larger overall. You've got, speaking of tech, a little bit difference down here, and this is really how you can tell that GTS apart without looking at the labels. You've got some liquid cooling vents in here, so you still get that air protection and wind protection out front, but you also have a little bit extra venting on the sides, and that's really sort of the key visual differentiator when you see them apart. You'll also notice just general size. So when I talk about the benefits of the scooter, first of all, because this is highway capable, when you compare this to a motorcycle, you've got really good wind protection here. You've got the ability to move your feet around wherever you want to put them when you're riding instead of being stuck to foot pegs. You've got the ability to take a passenger, and I'll show you the passenger foot pegs in a second, but just a really comfortable place to be for a longer trip. So a lot of people don't think of scooters on, 3, 4, 5 hour drive. You could absolutely take this on that kind of a drive. Before we get into some of the more advanced technology, let's just talk about practicality. So first of all, you can pop the key here, push that button there, and you've got a nice little glove box down here where you can stick all of your wallets, your phone, all the basics that you need. That's typical scooter stuff, but that's a thing that you're gonna use probably every day. You've also got this little lock here, or this little bag clip here, which you can fold and throw a bag there. That allows you to hang something there between your knees, between your legs, keep it nice and safe. And then of course, you've got the ability to pop this seat up, and you can fit up to 2 helmets in here because of the way it's carved out in the seat here and the way it's carved down here, which means as you're riding, you've got all this space for secure, waterproof storage, and then you've also got a place to put your helmets once you're parked. You can also fill your fuel right there. So there's a lot of similarity between these two vehicles, but now let's show you some of the differences in them, both in a styling perspective as well as a technology perspective, because this one is the SuperTech and this one is the SuperSport. All right, let's start with the SuperSport. Now this color is absolutely amazing. It is sort of a matte blue color and it really stands out. And that's one of the nice things about Vespas is you have this high quality paint that's a real high-end automotive paint. I love the color. You've got the red down here, which compares to the yellow over there, and again, matching in the suspension down there as well. And coming along the side here, just styling differences again, just pointing out that you have a little racing stripe down here with the Vespa logo there, and there on this side, no racing stripe at all, but the Vespa logo. Coming around to this far side here, you will see, if I can get my camera to work with me, the GTS Super there, and it's of course yellow on here. And over here you have the GTS Super again. So the labeling being the same, but the red S down there is one of the differences. Coming up over to the dash over here, you can see again, same thing. The 300cc is indicating that you bought the fastest one available. And of course you have the same thing down here with the T instead of the S for the SuperTech instead of the SuperSport. Taking a look at the dash is where you're gonna see some of the big differences. So we'll turn the key on here for a second. Right fully to the on position, so we're gonna have some warning lights flash because we didn't start up the vehicle. You've got very traditional type stuff. A simple gauge here, it goes up to 140 kilometers an hour, just over 90 miles an hour. And you've got your simple gauges down here. You've got trip computer that you can cycle through there as well. And we've got the clock there as well. ASR is indicating that your stability or your traction control system, anti-slip system is on. Coming over to the driver's side here, the left side handlebar, you do have your high beams and your regular low beams, and down here is your signal lights. So tap it that way, press to cancel there, and your horn as well. It's a good loud horn. Come up here, I should point out that your mirrors on both are wide angle mirrors. You can see that they are objects in mirror are closer than they appear, so they're both wide angle mirrors placed nice and closely to you. Let's take a look right over here to the SuperTech dash, and that's where you see a real difference in controls. So of course that digital dash, if you want to step up to the high technology, now you do have the same buttons over here with one additional button. So you've got all the same buttons we just showed you. With this is sort of like a joystick type button, and as I move that up and down, you can see on the right side of your screen, you're cycling through menus. Now you can always see what's coming next. You've got the next one up just below, and 12.2 volts right now, 23 kilometers an hour there. I think they have maximum speed and average speed. So yes, we're currently showing average speed. Maximum speed is up there as well. And of course, all kinds of information in there. Now you can connect this up with an app and get even more information on this digital screen, which is pretty cool. You also have things like your temperature up on the left side there, and a number of different things. Again, all these lights are just blinking just because the vehicle hasn't been started. That's the real advantage in my mind of moving to the tech model, is you really do get this tech type screen. Now, is that enough? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We should also point out that the seats, although they are the same shape, are actually different as well. You have that yellow stitching down here, and you can sort of see a fabric kind of feel here, where it's more of a leather feel down there. And the rear seat, again, more of that leather look with the fabric. As you come across to the SuperSport, you're going to see some white piping around the whole seat, and you have the similar pattern here on top, which feels sort of like a grippy kind of suede, and a leather look down there. So again, little differences, little subtle differences between the two. We mentioned the passenger footbags. Let's just show you how over-engineered these are, and this is what I love about Vespa. Look at those. Instead of just flopping out simply, they have this whole hinge mechanism in there. This is kind of what they do. These are luxury vehicles as far as the motorcycle world goes and the scooter world. When they tuck in, they're nice and aerodynamic, and they have a real solid feel to them for sure. All of these are equipped with center stands down there, but of course you have the ability to put your side stand down as well. Side stands are just really nice if you're parking really quickly. Center stand, of course, will lift that rear wheel off the ground, which is nice for long-term storage. It's nice for stability in the wind, but the ability to have both is pretty rare on a scooter, so being able to just throw it on the side stand really quickly is kind of nice to have. Over on the back, you can strap luggage down, again, outside through this extra bar. It's not just for style, it's also a place where your passenger can hold on if they want to, but, you know, they may want to hold on to you as well. Taking a look at the engine and motor, the transmission, everything there. So there's no shifting on these scooters, even though they are highway capable. You just twist and go. You've got it all down here, engine, transmission, HP E there. So you've got the efficiency in there. You've got rear disc brakes in there as well, and they also have the ABS brakes. You can see the little T logo there. There's a T logo on this on the wheel. There's an S there, but the discs are here. And what's kind of cool, if you go around to this side here, again, this is the nerd in me, your ABS ring sensor is on this side. There's your exhaust there, a little bit larger exhaust for the larger engine on this one, so that's another way to identify things. And we'll take a look at lighting while we're freehanding this. Let's just turn this one on right now. Should be identical on both, but why don't we turn them both on, and we'll turn on left side signal. So you can see here, this is an LED light, very bright brake light, easily identifiable on the brake light and tail light. And then you've got the standard traditional incandescent light there, which I don't mind on the Vespa. I think it looks, more traditional as well. So if you wanted high technology, you could switch that. Let's go left side signal here. And it is identical back here as well, just of course the different paint color. Zipping to the front side, you have an LED headlight, which I think is really important to have. So kind of hard to show you. Actually, it's not on right now until the vehicle runs, but LED, so your low beam will be up here, high beam will be down there, and nice and bright. And then you've got down there your signal lights. And again, the same look on both. So which one of these is right for you? Let's discuss that right now. When you talk about which of these two is best, it's important to talk about, is this one the best? Why you would buy the 300 is really if you want to get into motorcycling, but you want simplicity. There are not a lot of smaller motorcycles that are easier to drive than this. There's no gear shifting, it's just twist and go. It's also an advantage on these bikes to have all of that storage, that double helmet space under the seat, the extra storage in the front here as well. That's a huge advantage. The other thing is it's hard to find a small, inexpensive to insure vehicle that also takes 2 passengers comfortably, and these ones do. So if you're looking for small motorcycles, that's a huge reason just to go with a scooter in general, and Vespas are among the best. You get real quality here. You get high-end paint colors, high-end detail to the paint on both of these. I mean, I only showed you the matte paint here, but both of them have that. You've got attention to detail and a long history. And if you're gonna get a scooter, I mean, what's better than a Vespa? It's just the traditional shape, the traditional style. So now, which one of these two might be more important for you? Well, a little bit more of a traditionalist may go with this. You've got that little slight digital dash down here to give you the basics, but you've got the speedometer, which has the proper gauges that you would see on a traditional scooter. But stepping into the next generation, the digital dash here does give you more information, the smartphone integration as well, which we can show you in another video. That might be something that appeals to you as well. Whichever one of these you want to go for, they're fully capable in town, they're fully capable on small country highways, and they're even capable on the highway. You can drive these anytime. There's no more compromise about, should I take the scooter, or is it going to be, not fast enough, not comfortable enough, not big enough to handle the roadway. And these ones are definitely fast enough, capable of, big enough to handle the roadways, even with 2 people. So I know I didn't answer all of your questions. If there's more you want to see about these vehicles, just let me know. We'll have full access to the full line of Vespa scooters here at Jim Gilbert's Wheels and Deals. We want to thank them for allowing us to have access to their vehicles. And if you want to know more, please subscribe, comment, hit the like button, all the typical stuff. We're trying to build this channel out as a place, as a resource for Vespa owners, people who are interested in the vehicles, people who are shopping for them, if you have interest at all. Thanks everybody for watching.